Hello ladies and gentlemen, today's review will be for Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. Now, I haven't played the other versions, so this review will be based off of the Wii U version. For those of you who don't know, Warriors Orochi 3 is a spin-off from Tecmo Koei that features both Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors characters all together. So right off the bat, you know what this is going to be, and if you don't, well, hopefully my review will help you. Let's start with what sets Warriors Orochi apart from its counterparts Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. As Dynasty Warriors covers the battles of ancient China, and Samurai Warriors covers the battles of ancient Japan, Warriors Orochi takes the warriors from both eras and has them in one, fighting against the god Orochi. As you can tell, the story isn't the same as it is in the traditional Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors games. Instead, it's all about time travel, and that's what makes it so fun. You actually start out at the end of the line. Everything's already bleak, everything's destroyed, everybody's dead except for 3 generals, and they're beginning their final assault on Orochi. And of course, right after things look their worst in the very first stage, Kaguya from the Mystic Realm comes to save the heroes, and it turns out she can travel through time. And thus we have the game's main structure. The campaign is all about going back in time and rescuing generals, and in turn, they can go back to events that they failed, and you keep rescuing more and more and recruiting more and more, and you build up your army by undoing the mistakes in everyone's past. And this is really good for people who have been too nervous to jump in any of the games in the other series, because you don't have to worry about those battles that happen in Dynasty Warriors. You don't have to know about the ones in Samurai Warriors, because it's just the characters from those games working together to stop Orochi and save all their comrades. Now, that's not a point against people who have been fans of the series, because it's great to see these characters who hated, fought against, and even killed in their respective series work together for survival. And because of all that, is why I believe that the story aspect is one of the strongest points this game has. Unfortunately, Tecmo Koei is continuing their resolve to cut costs in the audio department by not recording any dubs. Now, I understand that a lot of you guys like authenticity in your games, but people from ancient China didn't speak Japanese. But that's its own point, and I'm sure I'll get some controversy for that one. Seriously though, I don't hate subtitles, but in these type of games, I don't like having to distract from the action by looking down at what they're saying when I'm fighting hundreds of enemies and trying to get to a destination on the map and seeing where they need me to go. I understand there's a lot of characters in this game, but come on, guys. When it comes to the gameplay, this game sticks to the series' roots and is still pretty simplified. However, in this one, instead of controlling your typical single character, or 2 in case of the recent Dynasty Warriors games, you control 3 characters at once, and you're able to freely tag between them, and during combos, allowing you to make even crazier combos if you so fit. It's also helpful to level 3 characters at once. As you play with characters together, they gain affinity towards one another, and this affinity is used to unlock side missions. With specific characters requiring affinity with each other, they'll unlock their own bonus missions throughout the storyline of the game, in which you can unlock extra characters on the side. Now, in both the game's story mode and the free battle mode, you have a camp in which to use in between battles, and the camp serves multiple purposes, and gets upgraded throughout the course of the story. You can purchase weapons and upgrade them for all your characters. There's a little tea area, which you can boost affinity by paying gold. You can connect online to a friend, so you can play the game co-op with him. I didn't do that. I don't have any experience with the online gameplay because I played co-op with a friend locally. And you can talk to characters in between missions to sometimes unlock new missions or just to see their interactions with each other. Now, the local multiplayer can be done in two ways. The first way, the more traditional way, is where both players are on the screen and it's cut horizontally, which scrunches up the action. The second way, for the Wii U, is where the second player gets his own screen on the gamepad, straight with its own volume and everything, and the main player, with a Class Controller Pro, can play on the main screen. Honestly, it was fun to have both of us have our own screens, and I think that's something that the Wii U benefits. And yes, if someone's watching a show where you don't feel like turning the TV on and getting out of bed, you can play the game entirely on the gamepad. Now, the game has two additional modes besides the main gameplay modes, which change up the formula a bit, but I didn't really find too much depth with them. Now, the first mode is the Muso Battlefields mode, where you can tweak stages and customize them a little bit by changing the enemy's army, or enemy generals, your generals, music, etc. You have a certain amount of points, and you can do whatever to use them up. Now, you can play on these stages, upload these stages to their online server, download other players' servers, rate them. It's cool, but not that deep. You'll probably download a few stages. I didn't get too into it. The other mode is the duel mode, which is where you have a team of 3 characters, your opponent's a team of 3 characters, your opponent being computer, local player, or online player, and you fight with cards. You still attack like normal, but you also use cards that you unlock as you unlock characters in the single player campaign. I also didn't find much interest in this mode. I personally enjoyed the music in the game, as it offered both Dynasty Warriors tracks, Samurai Warriors tracks, and its own mix, which all got me pretty pumped for the most part. The last bit of content I can bring up is the gallery. In it, you can check out character models, movies you've watched, and wallpapers you've unlocked in which to change the loading screens. Now that I've covered the gist of the game, time to get down to the gritty nitty. What surprises me is that a game in this generation can get away with having a terrible field of vision and enemies that still pop up right in front of your face. And that's saying something when a game like Xenoblade Chronicles from the Wii can have an amazing field of vision. And the graphics, while not terrible, are nothing to brag about. Most of the Dynasty Warrior character models are a bit better off than the Samurai Warrior models, and the enemies are just awful. And the stages, while extremely foggy, are still pretty bland. I hope that one day they actually change their engine to put out something that looks really nice. With all this said, it's still one of the best games in the series, and the best opportunity anybody's had in a while to jump in. So that's why I'm giving Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper for the Wii U a 7 out of 10. Well, thanks for hearing me out. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in our next video.